I'm going to let you guys in on a little sports betting secret, something that most amateur sports bettors don't do that every single professional does. So quickly before we jump into that, guys, we had another fantastic day in Masterclass, another great day in Consensus Group. Unfortunately, we lost our free pick winner today, guys, in the WNBA. But I want to talk about that play, and I want to tell you what that thing is that most amateurs, almost all amateurs, don't do, that every single professional does. So we're going to talk about some high-level professional sports betting stuff right here, guys. Bear with me, okay? The thing we're going to talk about is CLV, closing line value. Now let's talk about the two jobs you have as a professional sports bettor. Number one, beat the closing line. Okay, find value in the lines. You guys often hear me talk about finding value in the lines, and that is how you're going to make your money. The second thing is bankroll management, guys. You've heard me preach it. You will never win if you do not know how to practice bankroll management. But let's use today's free pick as a great example of CLV, or closing line value. We had Dallas today at +8. Okay, that line closed at 6.5. That means we had 1.5 points of value. Now, often when you have a half a point or a point or 1.5 points, you're going to cash those games. Okay, it's not automatic, obviously, as we saw today, but it means that we beat the line. What the closing line represents is the most efficient line that Sharps and Vegas could possibly come up with. Now, Vegas will move the line throughout the day. You can see it. A line will go from 8, 8.5 to 7 and 6 and 6.5. But where it settles is basically a consensus agreement that that is the most efficient line possible. Okay, it is an agreement that the Sharps say that is a good line. And that's why Vegas moves the line. Vegas does not move lines based on public money, especially if they have an opinion on a game, but they do move it for sharp money. And beating the closing line, guys, is how you should be measuring yourself. And this is what all professionals do that very few amateurs do. So my recommendation right now, if you're doing this at home, you're capping games, you're tracking your wins and losses. At least I hope you are. But above and beyond that, guys, one of the most important things you can track to really understand how good you're doing at sports betting is understand how often you are beating the closing line or finding CLV, closing line value. If you're beating the closing line and you're losing games, don't sweat it, okay? Do not sweat it. You will start to win. I promise you that. But on the flip side, you could be deceiving yourself. You might be winning games, but you're not beating the closing line. That means you could be in for some tough times in your future. As a professional sports bettor, you cannot play the game, okay? You can't go out. You can't shoot a puck, you can't hit a baseball, you can't throw a pitch, and you certainly can't hit a three-pointer probably. I can't anyways. But what you can do, guys, is try to find that value and beat that closing line. So track this, okay? This is the most important number that you are going to track. Forget your wins and losses, track closing line value. How often is the line that you bet better than the line that it closed? Track that, guys, and you can identify the weaknesses in your own capping, adjust, and you win a bunch of money. Find value, practice bankroll management, win money. It is literally that simple, guys. It is that philosophy that got me that, okay? Do that. No amateurs do it. Almost no amateurs do it, but I guarantee you guys, every single professional, every one of them, tracks their closing line value.